With that being said, let's jump right in the news today, folks. I hope you got your coffee, your tea, your breakfast, whatever it is you have Monday mornings, because right now we got San Francisco business owners pissed off over the mishandling of Democrats running the city, because right now they're not wanting to pay taxes unless city officials clean up the mess that they caused. Small business owners in San Francisco's Castro district are demanding city officials take action to address the growing issue of crime, drug use, and homelessness in the area. And they don't even have it as bad as Los Angeles. Like I've always said, Los Angeles has a quarter of the country's homeless population in one county, Los Angeles County. A lot of them are also in San Francisco. The Castro Merchants Association sent a letter to San Francisco city officials saying members of the group plan to stop paying taxes if the city doesn't do more to address the issues. In the letter, the association said people who are living on the streets regularly experience psychotic episodes and have vandalized storefronts and harassed business owners, employees, residents, and tourists. Look, this has been going on for a long time. The city officials know about this. It's been on the news. There's literally smash and grabs, people going into Rite Aid, Bloomingdale's, and stealing all this stuff. And the progressive left are going, oh, well, there was injustices of the past, slavery, racism, whatever it may be. And so they deserve these products. They deserve the lip balm off the shelf. They deserve the deodorant. They need to feed their kids with these things, which is crazy. Like I said, they're literally stealing like actual bags, purses at Bloomingdale's, clothing, chapstick, lip balm, deodorant, all this stuff, but they need to feed their children. You're right. So all the injustices that took place in the past, those that are living today are the ones that have to pay for the injustices of the past. It's so crazy to me. They've been knowing this stuff is going on. They've been knowing homeless was a problem for quite some time now. They know all about this. So now you got business owners pissed off because the very things that these business owners, some of them are voting in, is now having ramifications on their business, where now their business are being vandalized, their customers are being harassed, and now all of a sudden they're pissed off. I've talked about it so many times on the show, where people vote in policies, not fully understanding what they're voting for because they're just going Democrat on things, and now it's having ramifications for them, their business, and as well as their community. Quote, our community is struggling to recover from lost business revenue, from burglaries, never-ending vandalism, graffiti, often committed by unhoused persons. Okay, that says it right there on who's speaking, right? This quote in the letter, unhoused persons, they're homeless, they're bums. I know it's not the great verbiage that we want to hear, but that's what they are. Okay, vagrants, but they're calling them unhoused persons, and they can't fathom why they're having all these issues because these people vote Democrat just based on the language that they're using. You get a conservative Republican, they're not going to say unhoused, they're going to say homeless. Okay, some of them are going to say bums, vagrants, whatever it may be. That's what they are, but you can see the language that's taking place and who's voting for these policies, and now they're feeling the effects of the very policies that they voted in. Every day we wake up and want to help people on the street. We have to clean up feces on the street. We have to clear out people from doorways, so we open our own businesses. It's not fair, said Terrence Allen, co-president of the association and owner of a floral dispensary and cafe. Look, the feces are so bad, the drugs are so bad on the streets, like I've said many times. There's places in California that actually utilize an app so you can track the feces on the ground so you don't run into it, you don't step in it, along with the drug usage. Many of you have heard on the show here, I've talked about the fentanyl crawl that Savannah Hernandez from Blaze Media, she used to be the producer for Slightly Offensive. She's done a fabulous job of just documenting not just the southern border, but also the fentanyl and the things that are seeping into California from the U.S.-Mexico border, and just the massive devastation it's had on this state is just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. According to the Chronicle, the group asked the city could designate 35 of the city's shelter beds for the neighborhood's homeless population, create a comprehensive plan on how to offer services to individuals who repeatedly decline help, and provide monthly metrics on how many people in the community have been offered services and shelter. You have co-president of the association said the association's demands are not met. The association may ask store owners to stop paying taxes and other city fees. Look, here's the problem with that. A lot of times when you don't pay your taxes and fees, you get issued a penalty, and those penalties also accrue interest. And those interests start of which when you were supposed to actually pay either the penalty or your taxes, your fines, whatever it may be. So if your business has already taken a hit, it might not be the best thing to mess around with paying taxes on a state or even federal level. I'm assuming they're talking about local taxes here, but still might not be the best route of going with that direction, especially when you're doing the Democrat Party of your locality, because all they want is money, right? They want bigger government. They're going to get what they want sooner or later. So I'm not really on board with what they're doing. I understand where they're coming from. I'd be pissed off as well, but maybe paying your taxes or not paying it, you got to weigh the cost there, because there are some ramifications that you might be having later on in life with that. If the city can't provide the basic services for them to become a successful business, then what are we paying for? I mean, again, there's truth to that. We can't have a vibrant, successful business corridor when you have people passed out on drugs, littering your sidewalks. These people need to get help. Look, I keep saying it. I know I'm repeating myself. This has been going on for years. If they cared, they would have done something with it already. We do expect to see some change in Los Angeles, not because of what's actually happening, but because the Olympics are coming in soon and they don't want world news and the press coming in, looking at people defecating on the street, throwing their feces on freaking, civilians walking around, just average people, Los Angelesans. I don't even know how you pronounce that. I think that's right. You guys get what I'm saying. They don't want the bad press. So that as sooner or later, I'd imagine the next 4 years, they're going to start kicking people out because, like I said, the Olympics are coming in. San Francisco, I don't know. If they had to change, it would have happened long ago. I don't see this changing whatsoever. Businesses throughout San Francisco have been have seen a dramatic rise in burglaries, vandalism since 2019. The Castro Merchants Association documenting incidents during the pandemic. The association noted over 90 incidences, totaling more than $170,000 in repair costs since 2020. You know what's funny and always just mind-blowing is that we're always talking about January 6th. We're always talking about all these things that are in a nutshell meaningless. I mean, January 6th was a massive issue, so I don't want to play that down in terms of what happened. But if we were to look at what else took place for 4 years, meaning burning down cities, causing billions of dollars of devastation and destruction on business owners, and also leftist ran areas now still having vandalism, the smash and grabs Prop 47 implemented, the drug use, the graffiti, I mean, just all the stuff taking place is all because of Democrats. We don't want this as Republicans and conservatives. We don't vote for stuff. We want more police. But what was the party that wanted to defund the police? What was it? Oh, it was the Democrat Party. Who else was it? Oh, the progressive left. Where do they mostly dominate? Oh, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, DC, all these places, Seattle. I mean, the list goes on and on. They're all seeing the same thing. Why? Because they're all Democrat ran. Why? Because they all want the same policies. And then when those policies start having an effect on them and their businesses, all of a sudden they have a wake-up call going, oh my God, what's going on? Where's the city officials at? You mean the city officials that you voted in? You mean the city officials that you elected? You mean the city officials that are supposed to speak up for you? Oh, I get it now. So now they're having an awakening right now, folks, because all of a sudden they're shitting and sleeping in the same bed. And quite literally, not just metaphorically, there is actual crap in front of their businesses, on their windows, and sometimes in their store people are defecating. So finally they're being woken up to all this stuff, folks. Hopefully, they change the way they vote, but that's not going to happen. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.